Most men who have passed their 50th birthday believe something that is not quite true. They think that if a woman is interested in them, they will know it right away. In their minds, attraction is like a bright neon sign or a loud bell. They imagine that a woman will give them a big compliment, touch their arm for a long time, or give them a clear invitation that is impossible to miss. They think there will be no doubt at all. But the truth is that love and attraction do not work like that anymore, especially when we are older and wiser. For women who have lived a lot of life, showing interest is much more quiet. At this stage, most women are not going to walk up and tell you they like you in a loud way. They have been through a lot, and they do not want to feel embarrassed or rejected in public. Instead of being loud, they are very gentle. They do something that most men do not even notice as a sign of love. They ask questions. The tricky part is that these questions do not sound like romantic poetry. They sound like everyday talk. In fact, most of these questions are so normal that men just answer them like they are talking to a neighbor or a coworker. They give a simple answer. The talk keeps going, and the chance for something special just walks away. The man thinks he just had a nice chat. The woman thinks he either did not care or did not see the door she was trying to open. This happens every single day, and it is not because the men are not handsome or good people. It is not because they are getting older. It is simply because the way we talk about liking someone changes as we grow. A young girl in her 20s might flirt in a loud way, but a woman in her 50s or 60s is more careful and thoughtful. She is not going to run at you. She is going to open a door and wait to see if you are brave enough to walk through it. That is what we are going to talk about today. We are going to look at the questions women ask when they like you, but are not ready to say it with big words. Once you see what these questions really mean, you will start to see love and interest in places you never looked before. Success after 50 is not about working harder. It is about opening your eyes to what is already there. The question about your age. The first question sounds very basic, but it carries a lot of weight. A woman might look at you with a kind smile and ask, "How old are you really?" On the surface, it just sounds like small talk. It sounds like she is just curious about a number, but there is a lot more going on inside her heart when she asks this. She already knows you are not a young boy. She is not trying to fill out a form or put you in a category. What she is really doing is watching how you feel about yourself. She wants to see if you are happy with who you are today, or if you are sad because you think your best days are gone. She is looking for a man who is proud of his life, not a man who is counting his wrinkles. This is where a lot of good men accidentally trip up. The moment they hear the question, they start to apologize for being older. They make jokes about their back hurting or how they cannot see as well as they used to. They laugh at themselves so that nobody else can laugh at them first. The woman might smile because she is polite, but her heart stops feeling that spark. It is not because she hates old age. It is because she sees that the man is not comfortable in his own skin. A much better way to answer is to be calm and happy. You want to show her that you have made peace with your story. You do not have to act like a teenager, but you should show that you are glad to be exactly where you are. I once knew a man who was at a music event. He was talking to a lovely woman, and they were having a great time. Then she leaned in and asked, "So, how old are you really?" Instead of just saying his age with a smile, he started talking about senior discounts and how he always loses his keys. The fun energy in the room just went away. He later told me that the question made him feel worried about his age, and that worry showed. That is why this moment is so big. When she asks about your age, she is asking if you still feel alive and confident. She will not remember the number you say, but she will remember the way you felt when you said it. The question about your past. Another question that can feel a bit scary is, why aren't you married? When a man hears this, he might feel like he is being judged or put on the spot, but most of the time, that is not what she is doing. If a woman is truly curious, she is not trying to be a detective or find out your secrets. She is trying to see if there is room in your life for a new person. She wants to know if you are ready to love again, or if your heart is still locked up because of something that happened years ago. go. The question is about marriage, but the feeling is about possibility. This is where men often close the door by mistake. Some men start telling a very long and sad story about every relationship that failed. They talk about their ex-wife or their heartbreak for 20 minutes. Other men sound angry and say that marriage is a trap. When they do this, the woman hears a man who is still living in the past. She wants to know about today, not 10 years ago. A better way to answer is to be simple and honest. You can say that life went in different ways, but you are still open to meeting someone great. This shows her that you have learned from your life, but you are not stuck in it. I heard a story about a man at a charity dinner who met a wonderful woman. She asked him why a man like him was not married. He spent the next half hour talking about his divorce. The woman was kind, but the spark was gone. She was not looking for a history book. She was looking for a future. When a woman asks this, she is checking the water to see if she can jump in. She wants to know if you are free to care about her. The question about younger women. Sometimes a woman will ask, "Do you date younger women?" This question makes many men feel confused. Some think it is a compliment, and others get a bit worried. What they do not realize is that she is rarely asking about other women. She is usually asking about herself. She is trying to find out if you could see her as a real partner. She wants to know if you are open to the connection that is happening right now between the two of you. Men often make a mistake here by bragging about younger women they used to date. They think it makes them look cool, but it actually makes the woman feel like she is not what you want. Other men say they are too old for that, which can also sound like a rejection. The best way to answer is to focus on the person, not the age. You could say that you care more about how you get along with someone than how old they are. You can say that chemistry and being a good person matter most. This keeps the door open and shows that you are a mature man. I remember a man in a book club who was asked this by a woman he liked. He simply said that he looks for a real connection above everything else. The woman's smile got much bigger because he gave her the answer she was really looking for. She was not asking about his rules. She was wondering if she had a chance. The question about your type. A very common question that gets ignored is, what kind of woman do you usually go for? Men think this is just a normal question about favorites, like asking about a favorite movie. But when a woman asks this while she is talking to you and smiling, she is doing something deeper. She is taking the words you say and seeing if they fit her. She wants to know if you value the things she has to offer. If you start listing things like height or hair color, you are making a mistake. You are talking about a picture in a magazine, not a real human being. She wants to hear that you value things like kindness, being funny, or being able to talk for hours. When you talk about feelings and personality, she can see herself in your answer. I knew a man who volunteered at a park, and a woman there asked him what his type was. He said he liked someone who made life feel lighter and someone he could talk to forever. She told him that was a beautiful answer. She was not just asking about his type, she was asking if she could be the one for him. The question about your charm. Every now and then, a woman will look at you and say, "Are you always this charming?" This is a very playful moment. Many men feel shy and try to hide, or they make a joke to move away from the compliment. But she is telling you that she feels a connection. She is giving you a chance to say that you feel it too. She already knows you are charming. She is waiting to see if you can handle the warmth without running away. If you deflect the compliment or act like you do not deserve it, you are closing the door she just opened. A strong man will just smile and say something like, "Only when I am with someone I really enjoy." This shows you are present and you are not afraid of the spark. A man at a dinner party once had this happen. Instead of being shy, he looked the woman in the eyes and said he was only charming when the conversation was this good. The connection between them got much deeper after that. She was giving him a signal, and he was brave enough to catch it. The question about the girlfriend. A woman might ask, "Why don't you have a girlfriend?" This sounds like a simple, curious question, but it is often a big hint. If she is looking at you and staying close while asking this, she is trying to see if there is a seat at your table for her. She wants to know if you are lonely or if you are just waiting for the right person. Men often ruin this by saying they love being alone and do not need anyone. While that might be true, it tells the woman that there is no room for her. A better answer is to say that you have been busy with life life, but you are still looking for that special connection. This tells her that you are a whole person, but you are still open to love. At an art show, a man was asked this, and he said he was waiting for someone worth making room for. It was a very sweet and honest answer that made the woman feel like she could be that person. She was not asking for a report on his dating life. She was asking if she should keep trying to get to know him. The most vulnerable question. The biggest question of all is, would you ever date someone like me? This is a moment of pure courage. A woman has to feel a lot for you to ask this. She has already thought about being with you. She has already imagined it in her mind. This is not a casual question. It is a leap of faith. Many men get nervous and give a boring answer, or change the subject because they are scared. But when you do that, you make her feel very alone. She took a risk, and she needs you to meet her there. The best answer is the truth. If you like her, tell her that you definitely would. You do not need a fancy line. You just need to be real. A man in a walking group was asked this by a woman as the sun was setting. He smiled and said that if the connection was right, he absolutely would. You could see her relax and feel happy because she finally knew how he felt. She was not asking about women in general, she was asking about herself, the pattern of the heart. When you look at all these questions together, you can see that they are all doing the same thing. They are all small tests to see if it is safe to like you. Men often miss this because they are looking for something big and obvious. They are listening to the words, but they are not listening to the heart. Success in love after 50 is about being aware. It is about seeing that a woman is trying to reach out to you in a quiet way. She does not want to be loud. She wants to be sure. She is looking for a man who is confident, kind, and ready for a real connection. She has been through a lot, and she wants to know that you are a safe place to land. When you start to see these questions as invitations, everything changes. You stop worrying about what to say and start focusing on how to be there with her. Love after 50 is not a game of who is the coolest. It is a journey of who is the most real. Most of the time, the signs are right in front of you. You just have to be quiet enough to hear them. The lesson to take home. As we finish our talk today, remember that the words people say are often just the beginning. A woman might ask about your age, your past, or your type, but she is always asking the same thing underneath. She is asking, do you see me? And do you like what you see? Men who do well in dating at this age are the ones who pay attention to these small moments. They are the ones who respond with warmth instead of fear. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to be present. The next time you are talking to a woman and she asks you something that feels a bit personal, do not just give a factual answer. Stop for a second. Look at her eyes. Think about why she might be asking. She might be trying to tell you that she likes you without having to say the words out loud. If you listen with your heart, you will hear a lot more than just a question. You will hear a chance for a new beginning. We are a group of caring experts who want to help you understand the quiet parts of life and love. We talk about how people feel, why they act the way they do, and how you can find more happiness in your relationships. If you want to keep learning with us, we would love to have you stay close and keep listening. Remember that the best parts of life often happen in the quiet moments between the words. Pay attention to those moments, and you might find that love has been knocking on your door all along. You just had to know which sound to listen for. Life is a beautiful story, and it is never too late to start a new chapter with someone who truly sees you for who you are. Keep your heart open, keep your eyes clear, and always remember that you are worth the effort it takes to find a real and deep connection. Thank you for spending this time with us, and we look forward to talking more about the human heart and the beauty of finding love at any age. It is a wonderful world when we learn to talk to each other with kindness and truth. The questions are just the start. The real magic is in the connection you build together every single day. Goodbye for now, and may your journey be filled with warmth and light as you look for the love you deserve. Always trust that your story is still being written, and the best parts might be yet to come. Take a deep breath and smile, because every conversation is a new chance to be seen and to see someone else's heart. Love is waiting for those who know how to listen to the whispers.